Granted, your child had hers around that age. That is your experience. That's not Trina's experience. You already had your child. It was wrong to bring up that. It was wrong. I'm sorry.
Mama on this app saying she don't bathe or bathe. That's what the mama said.
What that got to do?
That's what the mama said. And I don't care if none of y'all don't agree. What y'all gonna do to me? Y'all ain't gonna do nothing.
Under the video,
I'm talking about her child hygiene, and that probably she's gonna get picked at. What you gonna do? Ain't nobody gonna check you. The pedo. You the pedo.
You just brought up virginity and sex because you're a pedo, and it was about sex, not hygiene.
You probably touching on yourself. You the one keeping with you. You probably touching on.
If that was called
you weird.
You probably touching on you sick hoe.
So that's what caused me, boo. So that's what caused the stress with your child.
Yeah. Dang.
Hold on. Everybody mute. Everybody mute for a second.
I get it.
Hold on.
She said, I'm not going to repeat it, but if you heard it, you heard it. I'm not rewinding it either. She said, Kiana said, she believes her. She's like, well, you probably touch on her. That's all I'm going to say. And that's crazy.
One second, Trina. Now, Kiana. Now, you know that comment that you just made was taking it entirely too far.
Yeah.
Entirely too far.
She's projecting. She already,
as she always does, and you better clock it, Trina.
Let me finish.
Her child had a stroke, and that's why she's projecting.
Let me finish. For you to even sit up here and insinuate something such as that nature is very diabolical.
Damn, Kiana.
It really is, Kiana. Because how the hell we go from...
Hold on 1 second. Somebody's at the door. That was a doozy. What's up, Blaine?
Just FYI, I'm sorry, I'm opening some wine. Sexual menstruation is a part of sexual and reproductive health, first of all. So you talk about menstruation, then you probably are talking about child's sexual health. First and foremost. Secondly, anybody who follows me or is sub with me who needs a sub, please put it in the bottom. Please put it in the comments so I can give you a sub. So if you follow me regularly or on my lives regularly, I know who you are because it's only 2 people. So just let me know and I will send y'all out a sub, okay?
Thank you, Blaine. Have a sip for us. Okay.
Talking about the fact that you bringing up a child's puberty to you projecting that a parent may be touching on their own child. Kiana, that is entirely too far. It is. But
it's good.
Rashonda, you already have P-E-E. Babe, you already have a sub. You see the little name that says Nosy with the little skillet? You got a sub already, honey.
It is. It's too. That's why I said diabolical. It means wicked. It means wicked.
Yeah, that shit.
That right there is taking it entirely too far.
And thank them in the chat.
Can y'all let me talk, please?
Thank you, Miss Beautiful Nurse.
1 second. I'm gonna let you talk. Go ahead, Trina. Go ahead.
Hold on 1 second, you guys. Somebody's at the door. Hey.
Hi. So I made it back home. I know you're worried about your soon-to-be wife. Yeah, I made it back. But I have a question and complete throwing out there. Y'all can throw it right back. I know y'all will because y'all are a whole bunch of haters. But how is it that what Kiana said concerning Trina was too far, but when they were calling her a PED30, that wasn't too far? Because I feel like that should be equal. Like we're both, not we're both, because I would never say whatever, who cares? But I'm saying like they're both the same thing. So if you're saying that Kiana is the PEDO for saying this thing about a child, and then you're saying, and then she goes and says, well, Trina is doing this to a child. I feel like it's the same thing. I don't think it's like too far. It's just one person is like just expounding on the word. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. Anyway, wifey, I might end up falling asleep on you tonight, but we're going to do that anyway for the rest of our lives.
Bye, Leola. No, but she does make a great point. Like, isn't it the same? Aren't they making the same sort of accusations, as Petty Rowe would say, accusations toward one another? Yeah, I could see that argument. I could totally see that argument. You know what I mean? Yeah, I could see that. I could see that argument. Yeah, I'm not gonna argue with that. I won't argue that. Hold on, you guys. More people at the door. Hello, Sadari.
It's absolutely not the same thing. I don't know I'm gonna be respectful. Where you women get that A is compatible with B, right? You cannot say all these things that somebody is saying and then be like, oh, okay, it's all good. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because if somebody accused me of touching my kids, I have a fucking issue with that. I have a real fucking issue with that. Versus the truth. The problem is a lot of people is, oh yeah, we're gonna ride with this person, we're gonna ride with that person. Bullshit. It's the one thing don't coincide with the other. You cannot be, if you're not the parent, you cannot be talking about somebody's hygiene and they personal. No, just because your child got something at one time doesn't mean that all children get their menstruation at the age of 8. You have children that's still 15 that have not got their menstruation. Why do y'all, I don't get it. I don't get it. Keep your drunk ass off the panel and that's it. Because that shit is not right. It's not right, because if that was a man doing that or saying that, y'all be ready to crucify his ass. Crucify him. So why does it make it different because it's a woman? Make that shit make sense.
Thank you, Sadari. I don't think anybody agreed with anything that came out of Kiana's mouth. I think I'm trying to get maybe a baseline explanation of what we're witnessing. So when Kiana mentions Trina's daughter's hygiene and her menstruation, I think people off top thought that was strange. Now, to coincide that as calling Kiana a P3DO, I personally don't see the effects. I don't see how. I could see calling Kiana strange and a little problematic and slightly weird. And if we were to insert a man there, we would call him strange and weird as well. But to take it to that stretch of calling Kiana PD30, I don't agree with that. But she's not talking about my child. And I don't have a daughter. So you understand what I mean? So I don't know what it's like to raise a girl. I've never birthed one. So, but I can't say what Trina is allowed to call her. I could just say that if I were in the same shoes, right? Or if I were in that situation, I don't know if I would go as far as calling Kiana a P3DO. Okay. So that's that, right? Some people are saying that was a stretch. Calling Kiana weird and strange for mentioning somebody else's child's hygiene and menstruation is strange. But to take it like, whoa, you're PD30, I think that was a stretch. That's just me. But again, I'm not Trina, so I can't police what Trina says or call someone. I'm telling you from my standpoint, right? So what Leola's arguing is that when they make that stretch and then Kiana says, well, you probably, diddle or something, which is another stretch, isn't both the stretches equal? I can agree with that because I think they were both a stretch. If you don't agree with it, that's okay, right? So Dari's allowed to not agree with this. She thinks that referring to someone's menstruation and all those other things does equate you to that type of person, because if a man were to do it, then you would equate him to that. Totally get it, right? But some of us don't agree that the two are equal. We're not saying it's right or wrong. We're just talking about equality, right? I don't think let me correct myself. I think both of them are equal. So they're both wrong, right? Or let's just take the right and wrong out. I just think they're both equal, right or wrong, whatever. I think they're both equal. Some people don't think they're equal. Some are they're like this, right? So, and it's okay. We're all going to have a difference of opinions because we're all putting ourselves in first person position, right? Like, I have a child, you know, I have a daughter. Like, I'm speaking in general, right? If I did have a daughter, I don't have a daughter, but like, oh, I have a daughter. So I think what Kiana said was problematic. So therefore, I'm going to place her up here. Some people are like, well, I don't have a daughter, right? So I don't think we should put her up there. Right? In the PD30 category. So some people are like, well, I raised my nieces, so I think we should. Some are like, I raised my nieces, but I don't think we should. I think it's just a matter of semantics. This is what a Semitic argument looks like. Not Semitic in the sense of Jewish people, but Semitic, right? So this is the argument of semantics. You know how people are like, oh, semantics, and they're always using it in the wrong place. This is what an argument of semantics looks like, right? This is if you never witnessed one, welcome in. Okay, you are witnessing that. So I agree with Leola. I think both are wrong. I think Kiana's statements are wrong, but I also think not wrong. I don't want to say right or wrong because again, we're a messy TikTok. But I agree with Leola when she says they're both equally demonstrative words or demonstrative jackets to put on each other. I agree with that. I do. I agree with that. Taking myself out, because again, I don't have any personal experience with raising a daughter who menstruates, you know, but I do. I don't think that. Do I think that Trina shouldn't say that? No, because Kiana's not talking about my invisible make-believe child, daughter that doesn't exist, right? Kiana's not talking about me. So I can't police what Trina calls her. If that's what Trina thinks she is, that's what Trina thinks she is. If that's what women who have daughters think she is, that's what women who have, again, don't got a daughter. Okay. So you understand what I'm trying to say? But I personally think that they're equal. That's just me. You guys don't have to agree. Remember, this is not a tussle fight. Beat Nosy down, you know, till she agrees with me. It's just, it's an argument of semantics. So none of us are all gonna be in accordance with each other, and that's okay. Okay, so I want everyone to take a deep breath and be like, okay, we don't agree. Let's move on. Okay, there are a couple of people in the box. I want to let people up, and then we're gonna finish out this clip. We're gonna need to, because this clip, like you guys had stated, is very heavy. So you're gonna have to welcome the comic cousins who want to give their thoughts, so we can break up the salaciousness behind it. Edna, I saw you came in.
God, did you let me up while I was busy?
No, I let you up and then the box disappeared. So I didn't know if you had just left and was like, fuck it, I'll come back later.
Oh, well, good, because I was busy and then I seen that my request wasn't in here. But I just wanted to say, I think further along in this clip, she's going to mention not only the menstruation aspect of it, but also the purity aspect of that young girl. And I find that to be really problematic in the sense that if I were anyone, like I'm a viewer, right? But if I was also the mother, that is a very much P3DO actions, right? If a man did that and spoke about, and your daughter, you know, and purity at that age, yeah, I don't know if that's equal.
And that's okay. It's okay to disagree, you know?
Yeah.
I do my best to not try to like, you know, codify like if then statements, right? Like if it were a man, then I try not to do that because that's considered a counterfactual, right? I can only focus on what I got. I got Kiana, I got a statement, I got a reaction. So at least that's how my brain works. But I understand I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down.
Thank you, Edna. See, I'm remembering people's names. Okay. Hey, Kev.
What's happening, nosy bystander? Your echo is gone. It don't got no echo tonight.
Yeah, because I'm letting you speak.
Oh, okay, got you. I'm inclined to disagree as well. I don't think they're the same. To conflate the two to be the same, diminishes the responsibility of one, right? Because the first was more duplicitous, right? It was, or said with a certain level of duplicity that created or garnered the response from the other person in defense of themselves. I just think that, when you got an argument like that, somebody's going to defend themselves. And when somebody is being, saying things that are extremely duplicitous and intended to incite, then it's automatically going to garner a defense to what was said.
I'm going to argue this with you a little bit because you are coming from a bias, right? You raise daughters, right? So
True.
It's hard for me to put myself in that sense because I've only raised my menstruating vagina, right? So I can't see it from that side because I don't know what it's like to raise a girl. So I can understand how I get your argument. I do. I get it.
Okay. No disrespect. We can yeah. Bye, y'all. See y'all later.
Thank you, Kev. Yeah, this is again, and I know this is like a very touchy subject. I'm gonna let you guys up in the box when you guys get up here. And I know this is a touchy subject, and I know I hate to like make this a very selfish topic, but this topic to me is very interesting because it argues Semetics, it argues the counterfactuals, how Edna said, if a man were to make these statements, then, right? So it argues counterfactuals. I feel like it's a very much like, I could see this being argued in an ancient philosophy course at like 200-300 level class in college. And I hate that because it involves real world people, Trina, Kiana, their children, their daughters. But at the same time, though, I really like the argument because there's no right answers. These are one of those topics that it involves no right answers. And those are the type of topics I like, even though they're really touchy and they're really like personalized. I hate to be selfish about it, but I really do like these type of arguments. And I don't say arguments like rah, rah, rah. I mean, arguments when we argue if then statements, if and only if statements like that, using truth tables. Those are the type I like, the logic, right? The logic in me, it inspires the Aristotle in me to like, ooh, what are we arguing here? You know what I mean? It's very giving very much Socrates, like, I like arguments like this, but I hate that I wish this was just like blanketed, like blanks, like, oh, this person said this about this person, but we didn't have names and we didn't build a relationship knowing these people's personalities. But let me not be selfish. Let me continue to let people in the box and give their thoughts on this. But again, these are one of my favorite types. I love arguing philosophy. What's up?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just wanted to come up and say maybe the common cousins can help me in the comments. Before you get to that farce of a court case with that biased panel and everything, I think you should, there's just a recommendation to watch Braid King's live that followed after this live that you're watching right now, because it like made it worse to where it, went on to court the next day. That's what I think. That's all I'm saying. I don't...
Oh, I appreciate that.
I'm not saying because it's biased streams. I'm saying because it went from level like 9 to level like 12 in that live, and then it progressed to court the next day. That's what I'm saying.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, we'll play that next. So we'll finish out Peach's live. We'll get to Braid King. Then I want to get to Kiana's morning apology, and then we will get to and we'll finish out the night with. Because I got all of Bella's clips. Shout out to I Live For This Shit. They posted the whole court show. So we're going to get to those. Thank you, Taz.
Oh, for people in the comments, y'all always talking about me. I have eosinophilic asthma. I don't know how many times I got to say it. I can't breathe. My lungs don't work. So I'm going to sound like this for the rest of my damn life. Leave me alone.
Please, you guys, not too much on people. Y'all do that all the time. You guys talk about me digging in my nose. I told you guys I have really debilitating allergies. They're not as bad here because I have really good high quality air filters. But at my other place, I did not. And so it really affected my breathing like really bad. Like So come on, you guys, be nice. If you don't like a person, just tell us you don't like us. And I'm okay with that. But don't start putting jackets and labels on people saying about their breathing. You guys do it to Frankie. You do it to Taz. You guys do it to me. You guys, it's like allergies and lung issues and not being able to breathe are real chronic things. They're chronic things. Having deviated septums, which I think that Frankie does have, those are chronic things. Those are not things like, come on, it's giving ableism. Just like how you're like, oh, no, you're giving ageism. I get it. I'm old too. Okay. But it's also giving ableism. Like sometimes like people's chronic illnesses with Frankie and her deviated septum and Taz's lung issue, sometimes they can be heard, but with other people, it can't be seen. So you guys have to just come on, you know? You guys do the same thing to Lady Activate. We know she's on a cane, a walker, and even though she can read people down for filth, y'all still bring that up. Well, granted, Lady Activate always talks about swinging her cane on people, but you understand what I'm trying to say, okay? Come on, you guys, not too much. And thank you, Blaine, for sending out a subscription. Check your name. You might have a badge. And thank Blaine in the comments. And thank you guys all for sending out subscriptions to your fellow nosy people who need them. And shout out to you guys as well for sending them out and for you guys receiving them, okay? Let me clear out this box and then we're going to get to the rest of this clip. Let's hear from Beyonce, formerly known as Queen Beyonce. Hello, Queen Beyonce.
Hey, Nosy. How you doing? Can you hear me? Okay. I think, they say it's a time and a place for everything, right? And we know that there are a lot of people on here that are very selective about who they like and who they don't like, and who can do what. And based on a lot of people's arguments, tone is important. Tone, right? Topics. I know that when we're together, when the girls gather together, whether it's a brunch or, at a barbecue, it's just us, we can get very vulgar and very touchy with our topics. And we probably would touch on that same very conversation depending on what the topic is at the time. But at this moment, what Kiana did, I think it was poor taste. It wasn't the right time, but yet she argues and they drag and they do whatever that thing they call themselves doing, and they do it to each other. So everything else goes out the door, right? Moral standard, moral compass, all of that. I mean, there's no decorum. There are no boundaries set. I mean, everything just flying. Everybody's just saying all types of stuff. When it comes to Trina, she's just as bad. Again, it's all selective depending on who she says it to and who she's with. So they both are wrong, but I'm going to say to call Kiana, was it a P3DO? That's really a stretch. I wouldn't say that, but it was definitely not a good thing for her to discuss, especially with the wrong people. So I'm just going to say it was a stretch. I don't think that's what she meant. I think Kiana is very forward, and she's honest in what she says, but she just chose this topic. I get what she was trying to do, but they was not going to receive it, and it was just not the time or the place or the people. So I agree with you, what you said, Nosy. Thank you for having me up.
Thanks for gracing us with your presence, Beyonce. Yeah, it's just, but again, this is an argument of semantics, in my opinion. I'm not formally trained in semantics, but I did take 4 years of ancient philosophy. So I feel like I know semantics a little bit better than some, maybe less than most, but I feel like this is an argument of semantics. But again, I want to make this clear. I'm coming from a point where I've never raised a daughter. So this is not here to police anything. This is really me laying down the groundwork for what I think is an argument of semantics, about the labels that we're using for each other. But this is not to diminish, sorry, my phone's dying. This is not to diminish Trina's calling her that. I'm not saying Trina's wrong for calling her that at all. There's no right or wrong. Again, because it's Trina coming from a personalized place. And I'm not saying that, I'm not saying anyone's wrong. I just want to make that clear. Okay, so don't be like, oh, no, sharing the live with Trina. Nosy saying that you're wrong for calling her. I'm not saying that at all. And I want to make that clear because I know you that's over there carrying motherfucking bones. Okay. I'm not saying it's wrong at all. I'm saying, are the two equal? Are the two equal? And I do think that they're equal. I do. That's just my opinion. Okay. It is not fact. Do we get that? It's not a fact. Because I know a lot of you take a lot of stuff as I say, like the living truth. I'm not the Bible. It's not fact. It's just simply my opinion that I think they are equal. But again, I'm telling you, it's coming from a position of never raising a girl. So I don't know what that feels like. And this is not an argument of right or wrong. It's about equality. Are the two statements equal? Okay. So that is what is being argued. So I just want to make sure everyone knows that before everybody gets on their high horses over here, okay? There's no arguments of right or wrong. I already told you guys, this is messy TikTok. Everybody's gonna take it. Apparently, everybody took everything to motherfucking hell this week. So that's just it. It's just where it is, okay? Let me finish letting everybody in the box, and then we will finish out this clip, okay? Respectfully, we can't move past this. Unfortunately, we still got to finish this clip, Sadari, but we will. We're almost done, okay? This is Luciana, but I'm waiting for her to connect. Lucy? Hey, Lucy.
Hey, I was the one that brought it up. Nobody brought it up before me. I brought that up.
Brought up what?
And when I said puberty, I meant when they start to change, and especially little girls get attitudes with their mothers. Definitely that, because I've had grown ones.
Oh, that was
all
you?
My children are grown now.
Can I ask a quick follow-up question? I'm sorry, that because we didn't get to see the live stream that you were on talking about this topic. We only heard it from somebody else playing it. So we never got to see who was on the panel. So you were on the panel, correct?
Yes, I was the one that actually brought it up. And when it was brought up in the context as when girls go through puberty, they have adversarial relationships with their mothers. It's kind of like this thing that you just go through. And Nosy, I asked, were you raised by your mom? So what I need to know is this. When you learn how to dispose of all of your things and how to keep that area clean, did your mom teach you those things, or was it just something you figured out on your own?
You mean like keeping my room clean?
No, keeping your area clean when you go through that time, how to dispose of your products, those things.
That is, unfortunately, I'd like to keep that information private, but that's me. How I take care
Well, I
of
will say
myself.
this. Personally, I've taught my daughters. I was taught by my great grandmother because I had the option of having her there. I had a grandmother and my mother and aunties there. We have a large family, and it's kind of a girl talk thing about how you take care of certain things and what to do with those things. So when my cousin had custody of his daughters, we kind of took that upon ourselves, and we worked with them and showed them what they were supposed to do. It's just like cooking to me. Whatever you learn, you pretty much learn that from your mom or the women in the kitchen or whoever is cooking with you, but mostly the women. And so that was the angle that it came from. It was never anything about having a cycle being related to having X. Nothing like that. And who would think of having S3X on your cycle? Who would do that? Nobody does that I know of.
I think the reason why that was mentioned is in this clip, Kiana refers to her daughter's chastity and her chastity, right? Her daughter still having her chastity at her current age, and how she got her cycle at the age 8. That's where the S
and
3X
again
came
in the South. It is a myth in the South that the earlier a young lady starts her cycle, that means that she's being fast or promiscuous, okay? So that was one of those things. So it's a Southern kind of thing that when young girls, especially with older people, they feel like the earlier you start, that means you're being more promiscuous. That's all that was. And that's why she referred to it in that way. So sometimes it's the lack of understanding about different regional cultures and things like that. But it was never anything dealing with S3X, because I don't equate having a cycle with anything to do with that at all. Not saying that you can't, because medically you can do that, but who would do that?
Thank you, Luciana. And I think I think it references back because thank you, Luciana. And I think it references back because people, just like yourself, right? Because we were all a little confused as to why Kiana mentioned her daughter's chastity in relation to her menstrual cycle. So again, we none of us knew why it was mentioned. So I guess we'll just all stay confused on that part. Let me finish clearing out this box, you guys, and then we're going to get started. Okay. Hey, Chastity Reckon. What's up, damn fool?
Are y'all cool? Everybody who's saying that menstruating and sex don't go together, are y'all cool? Like, how can you fucking have a conversation about what a menstruation is and what it's for without having that extra talk? Now, I understand at a younger age, you know what I'm saying? That's one thing, you know what I'm saying? You only want to give them how much they can handle, right? But let's be clear, that's sexual education. That's part of it. Does that not make sense to everybody? Like, are y'all cool for real? It's like, it's reproductive health.
She's muted, you guys. Give her a second. A damn fool. Come. Okay. Hello?
Hello. Sorry, I was getting a call. But I don't understand how people don't understand that there's a direct correlation. But that's it.
Thank you, damn fool.
All right.
No, I agree. I mean, talking about menstruation is reproductive health. It is. I mean, your periods aren't just random. They come because, I don't really know. I'm not a biologist, but I know it has something to do with eggs. Okay. Hold on, you guys. We're almost done here. We're just finish getting through this box. Okay. Tap the screen, you guys, if you can, and share the live. And please help me close on my live goal. What's up, Tammy?
Okay, question. Most people, not your nosy, but most people on here have children, and either they're teenagers. Well, majority, some of us have teenagers or grown adult children, girls. Periods and sex do go together, because if you're teaching your daughter about she's coming on her cycle, you're telling her that if you go out her and you have sex, you're liable to you can get pregnant. So how do they not go together? But I think Kiana I don't like Kiana, but yeah, Kiana and Trina were both wrong for calling each other. First of all, keep these kids out of this. Keep the children out of it. They don't have anything to do with adults' ignorance. Why does it matter if Kiana's daughter is mentally challenged and Trina's daughter's a little chubby? She's gonna grow out of that. You know what I mean? They're all people. They're human, regardless of what. Stop it, people. Just stop it. TikTok has gotten really out of control, and it seems to just really be getting more and more ignorant daily with these people, and it's our people. It's our people that's getting really, 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 really out of control with it. I mean, as if the world is not already screwed up enough. We don't need no more issues. You know what I mean? But menstrual cycle and in puberty and all that goes together. My mother was old fashioned. She was from the backwoods of Mississippi. When I came and said I wanted to have sex, she said, go take a cold shower. I came back and said, okay, what was that supposed to do? And then, I imagine I brought her a grandchild. So obviously it didn't mean anything. But, it is what it is. But I want people to understand that, you cannot, especially in 2024, you have to teach your children. Charity starts at home. It starts at home. If you don't teach them at home, the streets will definitely teach them. They would definitely, the little boy next door, the little girl next door, or whomever would teach your child everything you definitely don't want them to know. So stop it. I mean, these people need to get their life together. What y'all on TikTok putting out all y'all personals? Stop it, people. And they being ignorant about it. Nosy, what is wrong with these people? You know, we Aquarius. We keep our life to ourselves. We be like this, we ain't, you know, I don't know. You know, we been did 999,000 things, and we swear to God, we don't know nothing about none of that. We don't know nothing. We don't know nothing. Bo don't know nothing. But anyway, I'm going to drop comment, cousin. And y'all can go kick rocks if you ask me to. Did somebody say block somebody? You better go sit down and shut up, whoever said that. Anyway, love you, babe. Bye.
Bye, Tammy.
A few more people, you guys. Sounds like it's raining. Hey, Monique.
Hey, comment cousins down there. I wanted to just tell people, people keep saying they need to leave the kids out of it. They need to leave the kids out of it. They're not going to leave the kids out of it, and this is why. Because their reads to each other have gotten so bad, and people have gotten desensitized to it. So now everything has to go 10 layers deeper to get a reaction. Okay, and that's what that Kiana lady likes. She really doesn't care about what you're saying about her. She just wants you to be saying something about her so she can pop up and cause more havoc. That is her high that she's living off of, and that's what she wants. But people just need to not give it to her. I would if I held a live right now, and I don't hold any lives. If I held a live right now and said her name, she'd be there within 10 minutes. So, I mean, it's not going to stop. It's just going to get worse, and every week you're going to recap it, and I'm going to be here for it. So thank you very much. You're the only chick I subscribe to. Okay. I love you, Nosy. Thank you for being here. You can drop me.
You're welcome, Monique. Thank you very much. We're done. Thank you, Monique. Okay. We're almost done, you guys. Hey, Rhonda.
Hey, Nosy, how you doing? I just wanted to come and speak from the point of view of being a mother of a daughter. My daughter is 30 years old. Now, disclaimer, I love Kiana, I love Trina. But the bottom line of it all is I don't want nobody to bring attention to what's going on in my daughter's pants at her big old age. And that's just the bottom line of it all. Do not speak on, below the waist of somebody's child, because that's crazy work. I don't know how it started. I don't know how it's in. I'm not taking nobody's sides, but I think the bottom line of it all is let's just not get on the World Wide Web and bring attention to what's going on in a child's underpants. That's just the bottom line. Thanks for having me, Nosy. Drop me, please.
You're welcome, Rhonda. Thank you very much. Yeah, I agree with Rhonda, but here we are. Okay, hold on one second, you guys. We're almost done. There's 3 more people left. Hey, Sadari.
So respectfully, a lot of, not all, but a lot of the Gen X, they are oblivious to the situation. Just because the way you raise millennials, and now the millennials are raising their children different, does not mean you can speak on something that has nothing to do with you. Every little girl does not have the same puberty cycle at all. I wish a lot of you generational X women get fully educated and stop being educated in your world and be educated in 2024. It was fucked up. There's no reason for a grown woman to be talking on a child in her puberty. I don't care where you come from or what age factor you're in. That is not your place at all. That is the mother's place. That is not a place for a stranger to do that. And a lot of the boy moms should not really come up here if you don't know what it's like to raise a girl. Because if that was my daughter, all bets is off with your fucking head. Because why do y'all think that this shit is cool? Why is it cool? Why is it this shit okay? It's not okay. That is Trina's issue with her daughter when that thing comes up. A lot of the times people put their mouths in their noses in situations that has nothing to do with them. It's not on anybody for anybody to speak on any child. That shit is fucked up. It's fucked up. And until y'all get that shit in motion, y'all will forever be fucked up. It won't be okay until you have your own granddaughter and another woman is doing that shit to your granddaughter because you got sons. Come on, stop this bullshit.
Thank you, Sadari.
Hey, bro.
Child, ooh, okay. I ain't got a lot. Okay, first of all, Nosy, do not listen to that bubblegum machine head ass bitch Lucy. The South is, I don't know what that bitch came. No, that bitch is slower than the fucking turtle. Okay? No, I ain't heard no shit like that. That bitch ain't heard it either. And first of all, let's let these kids be kids. You know, talking about a kid having a cycle at 8 is wild behavior. Wild. Let the kid be fucking kids, bro. The only thing you should be teaching an 8-year-old girl is, hey, mommy, they ain't about to touch that frog. You know, learn to communicate. Let the kids be kids. Later on, have that conversation. This is the point where everybody misses. Why can't kids be kids? You know, I don't understand this shit here. This shit is wild to me. Yes, Lucy, your head is bubblegum machine, bitch. You just as slow as the turntable when you put the quarter in to get the gum out, bitch. Fuck you, bitch. I don't like you. Never will, never have. Okay, back to regular schedule program. A child is a child. Let them be a child. Bitch, I ain't been drinking. It's 12-12. Hoes. Now, goddamn. Every time I cuss you bitches out don't mean I'm drinking. My blood pressure been high all day, bitch. That's why I'm not loud. Kiss my...
Were you able to, have you gone back to work?
Yeah, child, I went back to work. They put me on some medicine called Alonapin, some shit like that. How the bitch told me, girl, they just be fucking with me. So me, my blood pressure, stroke level, so I gotta do medication. I gotta go back to the doctor in a month. Child, they trying to make it seem like a bitch old, but that shit. They put me on that. I don't know, that shit fucked up too. The side effects of that shit is heart attacks, swollen legs, ankles. You know, why would I take that shit if I'm driving? Why would I take something that's gonna give a bitch a heart attack? Make it make sense. But
have you just considered, because you have high blood pressure, but you're not overweight, right? How tall are you?
I'm 5'4".
You're little. Okay, have you just considered, you know what helps lower your blood pressure? Fasting. Have you considered fasting? I know it's hard because food is so delicious, but have you considered just like maybe doing like a 30-day like liquid fast?
No, I'm not trying to disappear.
You're not going to disappear, but it's really good for you. It is. I used to have high blood pressure really bad. And then I did a 30-day fast and then I went on Ozempic. I cheated, but I did a 30-day fast and it immediately